Happen.
Yep, I'm gonna talk for 10 seconds. Hey, what's up, nerds? My name is Motherfucker. I'm here to shit in your ass. All right, your turn. What is up, nerds? This is the real intro now. And by real intro, I mean it's really happening. We are going over a bunch of our childhood memories of the Final Fantasy series and kind of reacting to the summons. JD?
And I'm JD. We're gonna watch it.
I genuinely cannot wait till we finally get a consistent intro. So I want to make the comment before that Final Fantasy X holds a weird place in my heart. Me and JD have, you know, we've been friends since babies, right? Is what it feels like. I used to spend the night at their house, and they had a PlayStation. Don't
tell them everything. And then tell them about the conditions in which you slept.
Yeah. I would play. We would watch Rush Hour 2, or I'd play the Final Fantasy X demo on their PS2 because I didn't have a PS2. Have any special memories with 10?
Yeah. In addition to being fed well, and
I'm not eating this before church.
Subsequent lodging. I would say honestly 10 was what was really interesting is we had that demo disc that came out with I think it was Dynasty Warriors 3.
Yeah.
I was actually playing Dynasty Warriors 3 more than I was Final Fantasy 10. And Extraction, that horror game on PlayStation 3. You got to play that. That game is trash. But anyway, those are my first memories too. I think we pretty much saw the game at the same time for the first time. And then I did not gravitate as much as you did to it. I thought certain elements of it were just, I was still a big fan of like 10, right? It was a 10 baby, or I'm sorry, of an 8, my bad. I was a bit of a 8 baby for a while. So if it didn't look modern, I didn't really like it. And my first Final Fantasy ever was 7. So modern was more my style. But eventually I warmed up to it. And honestly, it has a really good aesthetic. The game in and of itself. There's no Final Fantasy. This game is like slight tinges of like Chrono Cross in it, you know, where it has the vibe of like, you know, a naturalist and approach, right? The people are not overly. There are some areas where there's like technology is like really developed, but for the most part, people are not seeking technology or anything like that. They're more in tune with nature and stuff. And
it's forbidden, brother.
Yeah, different vibes. Yeah, exactly too. And different vibes, right? Like between the different cults. So there's a lot of really good world building in this game. I'd say better than some other Final Fantasy game. So yeah, obviously a classic. And it was the first time I ever saw the damage limit be broken. Those weird saying,
yeah, I agree.
5 numbers and be like, whoa, what's that?
Yeah. Why am I so damn weak?
but yeah, long-winded memories. Those are mine.
All right, first up is Valifor. Some say Baleful, but I call him Valifor. Yeah, and again, this game's intrinsically, the story's intrinsically in tandem with the summon. So you're gonna see Yuna, who's the only one that can summon, like these grandiose epic entrances, which we're gonna comment on that and I guess attacks. Energy ray. I always felt weird that like it's just all nipples. I'm sorry, it's all boobs, no nipples.
That's gonna get old. That's gonna get old.
Wait for it.
You forget he's got such a repertoire of moves. No, he did energy ray.
He did ray, yeah.
Oh god, he was like, no, this one's blast.
This is blast, Mom.
It's different. Yeah.
Oh. My hair made the circle.
Puts a lot of effort into that.
All right, so I think for the intro, I would give that a 4. I'm consistent with my number only because I always appreciate when they exist in the world. It's not not a Pokeball. It just this Valifor exists everywhere. So I think that's cool. The first Energy Blast, Energy Ray. Wow, the first Energy move, Energy Ray. Oh, also let me comment real quick. Valifor is your first summon when you come in. When you first meet Yuna, she does the Trials and Tribulations, the first Cloister trial, and then after she gets Valifor, to her it's a significant moment. She pets Valifor, right? Always the sweetest. My first one, my first Pokemon, the Pikachu of the bunch. Some might say.
You will never use him again once you get another summon.
Yeah, not wrong. You're not wrong.
Remember my first, huh? Yeah.
Energy Ray was cool, right? Laser Blast came out of the mouth, I think. Maybe it might have been the forehead. Goes across. I mean, AoE. It is what it is, I think. And then Energy Blast, the hair. I whip my hair back and forth. It's kind of whatever to me. Energy Ray, I give a 2, and then Energy Blast, I give it 2. I want to talk about design to a small degree. I just don't get. There's so much happening with the upper part. Like, why is there a lamp hooked to the body? Also, my wife taught me the difference. my wife taught me. I've cared about fantasy for such a long. Fuck you, man.
It's like I did it so I could see in the dark. Like it's like for one occasion specifically, but it takes such a toll on his whole body.
Yeah. There was one moment in his life he was terrified of the dark and was like, I swear to God, this will never happen again. The design is all over the place. It's just fucking hooting and hollering. Like, there's just so much going on that Valifor's design, again, we typically take an account everything because it's a summon, the summon animation, the character design, and then the attack. Here it's a little bit more. Overall for Valifor, I'll probably give it 2.
Okay. I was gonna say for entrance, I'll give that one a 3. It's pretty standard, pretty basic. I do like the characters, communicating with their summons and stuff. Cool. So that's neato. He's kind of a baseline summon. As far as to the attacks, yeah, Energy Ray we've all seen before. That's like a 2 for me. Energy Blast was kind of cool just because it's kind of going a little bit harder than what you would expect a summon to do. So I'll give that one actually a 3.5. I'll just stick with a 3 in general. I do share your concerns with the design of the character, or of the summon, because I feel like there probably wasn't enough supervision. And so it's just like, hey, go nuts. We're thinking about adding this ring just to the right, like inner wing arm thing. Yeah, whatever. Like, it's like, yeah, why is it a lantern? I don't get it. Now,
is it made of flesh? Like, if is the lamp part of the body, or was it an addition that someone put on?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know. All right, Ifrit. Drop that flame.
Can I pause you here?
I hate his hands, dude. I hate his hands.
Yeah, he's kind of like Gremlin status, really. I'm reaching the top shelf with these.
All right, so a little bit of a audible here. I don't watch sports, and I never know if I say that right. So fuck me running. I'm gonna call it an audible book. The intro for Ifrit, I think, is really, really cool. I talk about painting a picture of the character always exists. Still exists, right? He's just in hell. He's below the Earth's core, or in the Earth's core. Launches out, right? Yuna goes into the air, and then he is made of fire. He is of a demon-esque essence. She lands comfortably. She not only lets her sit, but like holds her to protect her. Every Aeon gives that, okay, you've earned me. I'm here to protect you. His goofy ass hands, I hate so much. I hate it. But his scream at the end was cool. I give that, I'm still going to skip that animation every time. So 3.
He's saying all these phrases. I'm still going to skip it in the future. Yeah, I give it a 3 too. I feel like it's cool when she lands on Ifrit, but I also gotta ask, like, We've seen that happen with Dante before, and his tail or his coat almost got burnt off. You know, so to me, I just look at like, whoa, that it's probably, you know, it's just a game. Don't take it too seriously. But ultimately, it's cool that there's that unity between them overall. Like you said, you earned me, you know, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, have me on my worst day, can't have me on my best type stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's overall a 3. A solid 3. I can't really say too much about the design. I don't really care. It looks like a delinquent. It looks like his arms are too. Yeah, his arms are a little bit too long for his body because, like, if he's like stretching, he loses all intimidation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the. I'm waiting.
Afraid of you.
Yeah, waiting for him to go Koba weaker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have a very strong feeling in the culture that or whatever monster this time he represents, whether that's like gnolls. I think it's a gnoll, to be honest, actually. They probably use their hands a lot to communicate. Things are big for a reason.
No, man. I want that big. I want that big brolic fucking Titan-esque muscle-bound nut job. I don't want fucking Lanky Kong.
Appropriate and acceptable by societal standards. Let's be honest here. Yeah, no, he could look better.
First move is Hellfire.
Remember this one?
Yeah. Ugh, that's why I got long hands.
All right.
You thought it was over, bitch. I'm also Earth type. Ah! I'm going to give that a 4. But the reason why I'm going to give that a 4 and almost a perfect score is because something that is imprinted on me for the longest time. I'm not going to go over anything else but show you why. He gets ready to do this blast, right? This blast is a...
You're telling me why.
Oh, I know.
You're just going to show me.
This blast is heavy, right? I want you to pay attention to this right corner right here.
Yeah.
Ah!
I'm gonna have to give it a 5, and here's why. I've seen this summon a million times. One thing I've never done is break down that summon. Obviously, you know, the initial 2 fireballs that shoot up, that's what you'd expect from Final Fantasy 7, 8, and maybe even 9, right? And then he leaves. But no, this Ifrit, who's a go-getter, goes, yo, let me hit him in the air because I've been playing
corporate
DMC.
JD.
Yeah.
Fucking selling timeshare.
And then so he stays in the air perpetually, shoots a second blast that by his own standard of power is a lot of effort by his own reaction to the blast. Right? Shoots into the enemy, blows him up further. Here's where this guy sends it home. He lands, he's grinding his hands and stuff like that. You called him for an attack. And he goes, let me do you one better. He goes, let me pick up the earth because we ain't got no Titan here. I don't think.
There's no Titan in the game, no.
Yeah, we ain't got no Titan. You know, I gotta hold it down. Literally, let me give you this earth. And the funniest thing about it is you asked for one thing, he gave you 3.
Yeah.
There's no summon thus far that I've seen that is working harder than Ifrit in this game.
That's working.
He's getting calluses. He's hurting his hands. He's lifting. He could pull a muscle. He's doing so much to help you. You just asked for one attack. What did Valfor do? Yeah, let me just shoot a bunch of rays at him. What did Ifrit do? I'm going to blow him up, and then I'm going to blow him up, and then I'm going to throw shit to blow him up. 5 out of 5, clearly.
Dog, you.
He's such a hard worker. How can I reject that? Ifrit's the hardest working summon here.
I have never seen you glaze a summon like Ifrit in Final Fantasy X.
I can't.
I definitely won't argue with that. I agree with everything you're saying.
You want to promote this kind of behavior. That's all.
I want you to work.
Yeah, fellow Guardian Forces. Look at your colleague. Look at him. You're looking goofy as hell, and he still pulls it off. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
No. Next one is Aeon. I don't know where they went with this one. Like, let's not bring Ramu into it. Let's bring a horse, a unicorn, perhaps. Fuck out of here.
Final Fantasy like 4 or something. Like, didn't we see this before?
I couldn't tell you. I have no memory of this place. Look, she's literally got to pull him out.
Yeah, it's the opposite of hard worker, huh?
Yeah. Oh god, it's stubbornness. Yeah, that's a 2. That I would honestly give that a 1. It's not even that cool. She has to force him out. Kind of makes Yuna a little bit of a bitch, but Ifrit's or on the bench this fight, you're in.
Agreed. Anyone could come out looking like that. You got to make it your own, man. 1.
Thor's hammer. How dare you stand where he stood?
You take that back.
Okay.
We ain't doing this. Is this all it is?
No. He's gonna put the blast in there. It's gonna like an electric current. Might be the worst summon in the game.
Yeah. Clearly.
Moving on.
Clear. Oh, but hold on. Go back. Because we didn't even touch on design.
Fuck that guy. It sucks. Fuck that horse. Hey guys, I got a great thing. Let's take out Ramu. Let's make Odin only horse and just throw that shit in the blender and who cares? Thunder. How about that? We make large animal with small dick. Great. We sell. That's exactly what they did, dude. This thing sucks.
Dude, yeah, that's horrible.
Honestly, oh my god,
I could have thought
awful.
That. Design-wise, you look like every Ultima weapon in every game.
He looks like an enemy, but like the enemy you fight to level up at level 16. What is it? What is the backside? I'm sorry to say this.
Yeah, what's up with them cheeks? What's up with that tail? Why does your backside look like a car?
You know what? Obviously, this animal is pain and sick and on its last life. Put it down.
It looks like a diseased horse.
This is quite literally
the epitome of favorite summon.
Fuck me up, fam. You know? If this is your favorite summon, get a haircut. Fuck you. You kidding me? Moving on to Shiva.
Oh, the girls go dancing.
Yeah, show it. From the heavens.
It's like crazy, like her spirit was summoned into the ice.
Oh my god.
Take this shit
This should have been the first summon.
My fucking runway.
Yeah, hold on to it.
She literally says, hold my shit.
So I might be projecting a little bit, but I want to give that intro a 4. The reason why I say that, I think I talk about it every time about being existing in the world. I think that is, she was summoned of the ice, right? The ice came down. That spirit that came from the heavens is a reflection of, like, again, I'm reaching. And then after that, you see all the different mirrors of ice, and it's her, and she's hot. So yeah, 4. And then she throws the towel. I don't really, again, we've said this before, or at least I've commented on it. She's a diva. She is the star regal when she is summoned, right? She's not, and rightfully so, right? She is the goddess, which, you know, eloquently we're putting in, but she is the goddess of ice. Like, she should have a little bit of that, like, hey, hold on to this. Let me do your, you know, where Ifrit is like, thanks, mama. Stand back. Let me help you. She is, hi, girl. You called me. Let me do my thing. Hold on to my shit. Take my earrings. I'm going to whoop her ass. Yeah,
because, like, there's certain characterizations of these summons that are repeatedly show up in Final Fantasy that I think are really, you know, apropos to the characters themselves. But, like, you know, if without any spoilers, if you look at Final Fantasy, say Final Fantasy 15, as an example for how Shiva operates in that game, she's very important, but also still very regal, you know, and compare that to just how she looks in, you know, Final Fantasy 8. So obviously there's been a lot of tradition between the personification of that character. She shows it off here. She's got some, you know, ethereal robe that obviously can touch the floor, I guess, but it's obviously so regal that when Yuna sees it, she's like, oh my gosh, you know? So yeah, I'd give that a solid, I give it a 3 just because it's like straight, but at the same time, 3.5. I'll say 3.5. In general, I'm always a big fan of just the different accents of the blue, right? She's kind of like purple here. but there's different other blues on her, and there's contrast with the yellow and whatnot. But for the most part, she's always like close to nude, but she's wearing very revealing clothing or what have you. I've got no issue with this at all. I actually really like this design. This might be one of my favorite Shiva designs. I don't know about you.
I do like that her in the Final Fantasy Pixel remastered version, her hair was like spiky and made of ice. I've never liked the alien aspect. I know it sounds weird, but I consider like Glacius, like if you're that's what I think of, Glacius. I like that it separates, right? Because again, she is in this iteration. I know it sounds kind of crazy where we're not talking about like gods, but like she is the goddess of ice. Like we relate hellfire to hell, so it's easy to dragon, imp, demon, fiery beast, werewolf. It kind of makes sense for it to be fire. Shiva, they're the land of ice, so you don't really consider where would she be from? Where would she? So, and to me, she's always been a human deity of the physical manifestation of a human. Design wise, when I make fun of Valfor for what the hooting and hollering, right? We don't know what we're doing. 16 people working on 2 different parts. Yeah. And then you look at Ifrit, long arms. This is where they nailed it,
Yeah. And honestly, you guys might make the argument, oh man, look at the crazy accessories. Isn't it too much? It is kind of just a different argument if we're talking about a beast having accessories versus a human. Just contextually, it's easier for it to make sense that why someone would put all these accessories on them as a human, but a beast, you want it to be relevant. So it's a little different. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the attacks, or let's see how these attacks look.
Diamond Dust.
Later, bitches. The Eras tour is over.
It's got such aura to it, dude. Like,
it
maybe it's the snap and maybe it's the kiss. Like, again, we talk about diva status. I give that a 3. The reason why I keep saying 3 is because I'm gonna skip it regardless, right? Like in any gamer that's played Final Fantasy, when they talk about a summon, they always attach one game to that one summon. Alexander, Final Fantasy 9, that's me. Shiva, I will always relate to 10. Final Fantasy 8 is Ifrit. But 10, again, I kind of keep repeating the same thing. Diamond Dust just had so much aura to it.
I'd give it a 4 personally. The only reason why is because this is another summon that I grew up seeing a lot. My brother was a huge fan of Shiva, so I saw that summon all the time too. I saw Ifrit's a lot, but didn't respect it. Wow, where to pause?
It goes to an ass shot. I missed that.
But I like how it's like that gradual like tease. Like she's kind of taking her time with this because she knows she can. She just froze them in place. And then she's like, now you're gonna die. A little shockwave and the shake is cool too. And then she's very much in control of her powers. One snap is all I need to get this shit to break on you.
All right, Bahamut.
Bahamut. All right. Don't let us down, dog.
Very reminiscent already of Final Fantasy 8 and 9.
Damn, he been hitting the jump. Chest day only.
Mach speed. Stand back, Yuna. Definition of aura. And I gotta say this, man. I love humanoid summons. Long arms
or
on Ifrit.
Favor.
Yeah, like he comes in with this is Sagat. This is Sagat with wings. Like, dude, again, Valvor, it's so much going on, so loud, hooting and hollering. Shiva, we ranked her really high. Why? Because she has a humanoid. You can kind of you can relate to it, I guess. Maybe that's a really loose word to say relate to it. I just love the personification of aura. This dude comes, literally Piccolo, Sagat Piccolo. He is standing, he just mock speed down, lands, and Yuna's like, oh fuck, he's here. And he doesn't, make any discerning negative. He allows her to stand behind her, and then he just sits there. He's just waiting for a command. He's not like, okay, I gotta get ready. I'm gonna use my left and my right. He's what do you want me to do, Yuna? You want me to blast his ass right now? I give that.
Like, when can I kill this?
Yeah. I give that. I haven't seen a 5 yet. Nothing has blown me away. And I like that it was a callback. I give that a 4.5.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's 3.5 for me. Here's why. It drops in points because there's not really a interaction with Yuna. Like, yeah, he lands and Yuna goes, like there's not even an acknowledgement, I guess, is maybe my frustration. Something to show that there is a bond between the two. Maybe that's just the personification of how they're moving forward with Bahamut, because prior to this, I don't remember his personification or how he was perceived in earlier games, or if he even was. But if I remember correctly, this is the first Bahamut that's actually standing on 2 legs. Otherwise, it's always 4 legs, correct?
I think they're always flying. I think I think they're always flying. So they get like the other. I think Final Fantasy VII, they had hands, like they're dragons.
Yeah, no,
just
for
human
sure.
hands, yeah.
But like, I don't know. Maybe I was hoping for a little bit more. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. So I was 3.5 personally, because I like everything else about it. Like, I like the way he comes in. He's literally just in like a different. I wouldn't say plane. Well, it kind of feels like he's in a different plane of existence. Because then, what's the point in the summons or the symbols that he runs through? It's almost like he's then coming into our world.
Yeah,
like he's somewhere else, and you got to call him here. And then he's like, "Yep, I'm here." I still think, was it 9 that had that legit Bahamut where he showed up? Was that the one that we like the most? I think that one entrance wise is better, but regardless, his design is very good. I'll say that. Ignoring everything else, he looks like he is to be celebrated or to be, worshipped in the environment in which the story takes place. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. That's very good design.
I think Bahamut, it was a huge deal in the Cloister Trials that it like, oh, you
arrogant, right?
Are you? Yeah. Are you sure you can defeat me? So like in my mind, it's almost like that arrogance of like,
he's mad.
He is fucking the bitch put the crystals in the right spot.
That's what he's doing right now.
Fuck! It's Yuna. Fuck! When I say Shiva, this is the Bahamut that I remember the most. I think I reminisce about 7's Neo Bahamut a lot in terms of like, because when someone says, "Oh, have you heard of Bahamut?" Your mind captures an image. Yeah. And I think this has got to be the most grandiose thus far of like, when you talk about a powerhouse, I don't know if I could draw Bahamut from memory, and it'd be awful drawing, obviously. But like, hit this Bahamut, I think I could do a lot better. I just always remember it's like his wings are knives, and like there's these different compartments. Like there's the red wings, there's the gold ones slightly above, and then there's the gold and red ones right above that. He's got like 4 sets of wings, and I don't know why
in there.
Yeah, like it always made an impact.
All right, let's see.
Oh my god.
I love he hypes himself up.
I know.
I've been waiting.
I think this could have done justice in the air more than the ground, but he's not trying to hurt the earth. Yeah, I don't think Adventoise moves.
Oh, this might be the first miss.
The beginning had it at ascending to a 4. The fact that Bahamut is done with the blast, it goes up now, I give that a 2. I would never watch this again. That's rough.
Of all the summons, he had the best record.
He did. Yeah, this is probably his. Wow, man. It's crazy. I say I think of this Bahamut a lot, and then now I know. But now I know. Yep, I skipped that animation. Like I trauma dumped it.
That's all I think of.
Yeah. All right, this looks like Yojimbo. Again, not again. This is a summon from memory. Isn't a mandatory Aeon to get. Oh my god. pull up.
You found my dog.
What aura? I give that intro I give that a 3.5. It's above average. Again, the interaction is between, I don't remember Yojimbo's dog's name, but Yojimbo's design is, I don't know where you get it. His name's Yo.
Hey, Yo, Jimbo!
That's actually not terrible. You cook it on that one. The interaction of the Yojimbo's companion is really, really cool, right? It shows to Yuna's Disney princess-esque abilities. The tree kind of randomly spawning is whatever. I do appreciate, and I'll probably give it a 3.5, is they showcase the moon with the petals to like take your attention away that there's a tree that just showed up randomly on the battlefield. He comes out and they play that, again, ignorance. I don't know that it's like not a banjo, but the sigh. You know, like Sugaru. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was cool. And then he just walks out and his eyes glow. You see his weapon, but you don't know what he's capable of yet. Like he's this masked samurai.
Shamisen.
Yeah. Oh, Shamisen. Okay. Yeah, I give that a 3.5. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, I'd probably say same thing. I really do appreciate it. It's very simple. It doesn't need to be complex. The nature of the character in and of himself is like chill, right? Obviously, he only cares about money at the end of the day. That's personification of the character, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, I'd probably say, it's just, well, anyone could pet the dog would be my argument. But at the same time, it's like, maybe I'm just taking that part too seriously.
So without going into the intricacies of the character, which I don't have on deck on file, he doesn't have an attack animation. I'm sorry, that made no sense. He doesn't have an attack list of like attack, magic, or a special ability. Depending on how much you pay him will dictate the attack that he does. You could pay him 1 gil and there's a % chance that he does blank. Very reminiscent of Odin, right? Odin had, throughout the entire series, when you summon him, he has a chance to kill the enemy. Or in Final Fantasy VII, he could do Gunge Lance. In Final Fantasy VIII, he could, or when he switches with Gilgamesh could do 1 of 4, right? It's very reminiscent of that. It's exciting because you don't know. Obviously, The game's been out for years, so people know how much you pay him and what the threshold is.
Find out.
So she, just real quick, she paid over $1 million. Or gil.
$1 million.
And then I want to talk about it really quick. I do like, so he has to take the money first before his service is rendered. Yeah, and then he nods his head. And then they both go to, like, he barks, like they go into their, like even the dog is fully aware. All right, dad's got money. We can go to battle now.
We're working.
Yeah.
And while that's great, you can just, I don't know, not pay anything and get a hard worker like Ifrit, okay? I'm part of the Ifrit squad here now because that guy's...
Employee of the month Ifrit.
Employee of the month Ifrit here, we're talking about. Versus a guy you got to pay to do something, but whatever. Man, they are not afraid of purple in this game at all. I'm back! Scales! Let me scale this bit.
So, honestly, I give that attack a 2. I hate that he threw the scarab back. I hate that he didn't hold on to it. That would have been so much cooler to me. And then he puts the blade back in. But I don't know, man. It just wasn't the ending. Like, you never got to see him finish the attack. It just, his back went off and then he was back to normal. Yeah, man, I give that a 2.
I'd argue it might be in line with just the nature of how the character is presented. We're not going to get something flashy because that's never what he's going to do. He's just going to do what you pay him to do. And in this case, hey, you want this guy gone? That's how he interprets it. I did look it up just to verify if there's additional meaning to make sure if we're missing something. And although we're not really missing anything, It does mention that it kills any enemy in the game, with the exception of 2 characters, who will move to their next form. So it works a little bit different than like Odin. Technically, you can force, you know, forcibly beat bosses this way, which is crazy. It's a 3 just for average. Like I can't ignore that this is probably just the intention of the character. Like the reason why I can give Bahamut a lower view or a lower score is because Bahamut's a dragon that I expect to cause, you know, cataclysmic damage. This is probably his weakest outing. So yeah, that's I would say in contrast to what they, you know, what they implied the character can do, right? So maybe a bit of a betrayal there. In this case, he's a dude with a sword. Obviously, he's, you know, there's obviously a lot of magical and fantastical properties associated with it. It's not just a sword, but you get my point. Dude with the sword, you pay him money, he's gonna summon from hell or the depths a sword that is specially designed to do some sort a certain job, and that's it. So I can't really argue with that, but it's never gonna get a 4 or a 5. I don't see how anyone could give it anything higher outside of just average or below. So
You bring up a really good point that I never even thought about to this moment. We talk about Shiva comes from ice, Ifrit comes from hell, Valfor comes from the sky, Bahamut comes from the sky. Where does Yojimbo's power stem from, right? Maybe that's part of the mystique of the character, but he summoned that from, I mean, it was very Demi, very Diablos, very Netherworld, because that sword doesn't exist on him. Did he grab it from somewhere else? Is it a stash that he has? You bring up another, like, I want to backpedal and dive deeper into the lore.
To that point, it's the Zanmato, which is the sword that you used, is the slashing demon blade, which is a reoccurring ability in the series. Obviously, it's very similar to Odin's ability, inflicts instant death, but with the argument that it's technically stronger because it works better than the Zentetsuken,
Yeah.
Which is Odin's. So. I still like Odin more. At least he could do it in style. Sorry. I'm leaving. Yeah, get out.
All right, Anima. The final, I mean, technically the final Aeon of the game. God, dude.
You know, Yuna's just like right to the left of this. So.
You want to talk about interaction? Yuna, get the fuck away.
Oh my god!
From the neck.
God.
My god, I've caused this thing so much pain. Yeah, I give this is the best intro to a summon. Bahamut, if Bahamut would have landed with the force that he flew in with, I think that would have made that a 5. I love, again, there's a lot of context with this character, with this summon, Aeon specifically, especially with Seymour, right? I won't go into the intricacies of what this Aeon is.
Watch the playthrough.
Yeah, watch playthrough. But the Anima is the embodiment of pain, right? As you can see, the skill that it does is pain.
What?
It can only see out of one eye. It's chained. Its neck is being essentially wrapped, right? So you're getting choked. And then that anchor comes in. The anchor doesn't grab the chain. It grabs onto his neck and pulls him up. Oh man. And there's more to the summon, which you can't see half of it. I give that a 5. That was it's really cool. It speaks to the character. Yuna's shadow is like, oh my gosh. Like she has to use the summons to defeat sin. That's like the overarching story. Only the summoner can defeat sin. So like she's willing to do anything and everything to save the world for the short time that sin will be defeated. But yeah, I give that a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4 only because I do agree with your points. I think the theming of what they did with the summon lines up with it, and I think they went well above and beyond to show like, hey, this is agonizing, right? This, you know, people, you know, you might be excited, right? You summon Ifrit, everyone's high fiving and stuff, like take him out, Ifrit. But when you summon Anima, everyone gets quiet. Everyone's just like, got any trauma that you haven't worked out?
Damn, dog.
You have to understand. It says attack, pain, skill, right? Obviously, pain is, you know, skills applying to, I believe, Yuna still, but pain, right? All the other guys are, it's like special attack or whatever the case is. Literally, So that's your first sign. And if it wasn't obvious from the chains, the double rear naked choke, the bandages that are going on, like all this other stuff designed to literally restrict this character. Yeah, it's a perfect embodiment of what it represents. And obviously, play the game, watch the playthrough. We're not here for spoilers here, but it's really, really well designed as well too. Entrance was cool. The only thing I think stopping it is just maybe having that factor for me. But I think from a theme standpoint, they did perfectly. They did well above and beyond. But
I'll probably edit that part out. I'll probably edit a good portion. Yeah. Even when I talk,
I was trying to let you talk before. Yeah.
No. I'm gonna edit the part out because I did the thing I hate. I just yapped with there's no result. I didn't really get to an ending point, so.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
So this is the other half of the equation. This is a really cool fight in 14 as well. I'll break these cuffs.
Break the walls, team.
You want to talk about hands? The dude, like, no.
Where the buds?
Also remember, this ability is called Oblivion. He just manhandles and punches them.
I think that's the first one that didn't hit 99,000.
So I give that a 3, 3.5. Where the characters intro is really, really cool. The ability is called Oblivion. The part of Anima is its under half, where like it breaks out of the chains, right? Does the which is cool, but when you name an ability Oblivion and it's 90% hands followed by a shriek.
Should be hands featuring Oblivion.
yeah. Thank you. Bars. It's okay. I would have expected maybe I could go into another 2-minute tangent of like the world flips. I'm about to start doing it. I don't want to do it. It's just a 3.5. I fucking caught myself, dog. I'm so proud. I don't have to edit that shit out.
Yeah, I'd probably say I would actually give that a 2 because I don't think that's really what is pain to just get into fist fights. Like, no, it's more. We
did spend quite a significant time talking about pain manifestation, and then like unseen to the eye, it's Hajime no Ippo. You know what I mean?
It's fucking JoJo's downstairs. Fucking. And I'm like, cool, but that's not what I would expect this kind of a monster to do. Like, I would expect, the thing is, you've got a really good character, design. I would think that would extend to the design of how your character does damage to another target. So, like, in my head, I'm looking at it like, all right, what about this can I make that looks agonizing, right? And obviously, there's, limits in the to the technology they had at the time. I get that, but like I'd be like, hey, put some hooks on this guy. I'd be like, show some form of torture or whatever that you can, that can plausible deniability, but that you can put on there, something like that indicates that this person is suffering from what this character, who literally, like I just said earlier, their abilities fall under pain. It doesn't fall under, skills or anything like that, right? Anima is just in essence, like a culmination of the feeling, right? Of the emotions and whatnot. And it's like it gets resolved through punches. No, man, that ain't hitting for me. I'm sorry.
I think what's crazy is, again, we don't need to go back to redo this entire video, but. Yeah. Anima, when you see it get summoned for the first time, Anima's chained up. So how does Anima, what happens when you hit attack? Anima's left eye, the only exposed free moving part of this character, right, is its eye. It doesn't slam its body against you, which would be metal. It takes its eye, it looks upon the enemy, and even then it doesn't need to like lock in. It houses like a energy blast, and then it poofs. It bleeds in the cutscene, and then the enemy is like they blow up essentially. Like it's almost a cooler ability than what we just saw, and it's just its regular attack. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like when you talk
these are
about,
just the the special attacks, obviously. But there's more we're missing. But it sucks. The design is so good too.
I know. All right, well, next up for a different fucking video is Maga Sisters. I'm gonna comment on that dude's video, you shit stick.
I don't think it's his fault.
No, but he's got to pay for it.
A long time ago.
Yeah, wasn't the Zelda intro?
Yeah. Maga Sisters are from 4, right?
Yes. Yep. They were. Yeah. They were the first iteration. They were enemies that you fought that helped Golbez.
Did they also show up in 9? I think, right?
Show up in what?
In 9?
Not as a summon. I don't know if they were in the game.
Yeah. It's just like characters.
It might have been. Intro-wise, they're the best in the game, like bar none. I want to make a quick comment that I love the littlest sister. I'm not going to act like I know the sister's name. I love that they added this little sauce into it. She's the little sister, so she's a little more frantic. The 2 older sisters are in tandem, right? Moving and maneuvering perfectly. Yeah. The youngest sister is always behind. Like, they go down and she's like, oh crap, we gotta go. So I love that. Love that. Best summon in the game. In terms of intro.
Cindy?
Yep.
Mindy and Cindy, Mindy, and Sandy.
Yes, Cindy is the smallest one.
Oh, it's right there. I'm so dumb. Because I was looking it up because I did want to make sure I had the right info before I'm spreading misappropriation or misinformation here. Okay, let me ignore the aesthetics. Let me just look at how they come in. 'Cause I'm not the biggest fan of the aesthetics personally.
What?
This is not their Sunday best, but I get there's a theme tied to it and whatnot. Obviously, they were in 14 as well. Their bosses in 14. I don't remember how they looked in that game, but I think it was different from this. Regardless, anyway, as far as to how they come in, I have no issue with that. I probably give it a solid 3.5. I just look at that summon and I go, I don't know how any other summon, other summons coming in seemed a little bit better just because it's like, they're harnessed in their element, like Ifrit, right? Or in the case of Shiva, how she showed up. Even Valfor is like, obviously flying. Of course, that's all he can do. He can't land. He doesn't count. But they're in their element. Ixiom coming in, anyone could do that. For this one, I get it. It's 3 of them. It's more, I would just say, on the... It fits the theme of what they're doing, as opposed to it's exceeding it, and then it also has that like factor for me. So that's a 3 for me. Design-wise, I could have sworn they didn't always look like bugs, because I played so much 14 and saw them in that this looks different to me.
I don't know what 14 looks like, which we'll definitely get to those videos, which I think the Final Fantasy 11 and 14 series will be very long because we'll go over, like, I guess, boss fights there. Man, I want to do so many videos. Anyway, yeah, I think they've always been bugs. I've always related them to bugs, right? Witch bugs. And by which, I mean, like, black magic.
They just wear masks. The smallest one's a Taru.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so you get it. It works out. But regardless, yeah, keep going.
I'm sorry.
I like their personality coming through though, and sort of how they're dressed and the way that their stances and stuff, and of course Delta attack, which is their best attack.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Let me break it down.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, this poor animal.
With all powers combined.
Yeah, they all use a different ability to help each other out, or to make the Delta attack what it is. Jesus, is that you?
Really happy this takes place in a different, you know, plane of existence.
Was that 2 different Oh,
Yep.
It is. Okay, it's a cumulative. Okay. And then
So
the
you
last
know you're
hit.
casting this a lot.
Yeah. I don't think I know the trials and tribulations to get to them, to get their summon is a bit hard. Like, it's not, I think you defeat the dark. You have to do things. You have to go through loopholes. It's not a quick summon. This is also a you don't need. I give that a 4.5. I don't think I ever found a 5 in this game. Attack animation. It tells a story. The Ladybug sister cast it into a different dimension. I think the smaller one casts Reflect. Yeah. And then the older sister, which I assume, when I say older, she's always seems to be leading, is she casts the magic. So, like, because I remember in 4, the Magus sisters, one of them casts Reflect, and then the Ladybug one cures. So I think that it told a good story. And I like that it hits multiple times. I just something missed for me, and I don't know what exactly it was. I think I don't know what's missing.
So for the record, and so we can be, you know, as accurate as possible for this, Sandy is the tallest. She's actually the middle child. Cindy, the rotund, or was that right? I shouldn't say that. The stocky build is Cindy, who is the oldest. Portly build is Cindy, and then Mindy is the smallest. So yeah, it kind of seems like Sandy's kind of leading the charge on that, but at the same time, it also looks like Sandy just cast Fireball. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Can you imagine if it was a sister?
Yeah, no, that dude's a go-getter, right? He'd be like, all right, guys, we got to earn our keep, right? Make sure you work your overtime.
Right, Mom?
Bang for the buck. but these girls, these girls are not, well, no, they're fine. It doesn't look like they're not trying, Yojimbo. But the thing that I would say is, overall, design-wise, I'd probably give that a 4. I know it's just, I'm not used to seeing the Delta attack done in you know, the other games, and I don't remember too much on 14 specifically. Are you still recording?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember them on 14, so I don't know if that's something where it's like an homage to the attack, and I'm missing that context. But personally speaking, I would just look at it and say, hey, I think this one is good enough. The explosions are cool. It also serves purpose as a multi-attack, but it's cool to kind of tell a little bit of a story of the characters doing this to help each other and how they're all one big team at the end of the day. So, yeah, no issues with that. 4 solid. But design-wise, I'm just not a fan of the current. I'm sure there's people that are gonna throw firebombs at my car, but I'm just, you know,
Jesus Christ.
I believe that's all the summons here. Surprisingly, no 5s. Like pure, hey, why wouldn't you pick this summon? You know, like I felt like on the previous outings that we had, you know, for the previous Final Fantasies, there was a lot of situations where one was very clearly the winner, and the other ones it didn't even seem like would even come close. But this one is a sea of, I wouldn't say mediocrity, because I think some of our returning, right, our long-time summons really put in the work. But these new guys, right, and Bahamut, sorry, you know, Ixion did better. Could have done anything, let's be honest. Valfor could have done better. Fucking Anima. What the fuck is that downstairs? You know? So overall, I'd say it's kind of what I expected earlier, but I'd say probably best summon for me is probably it for overall.
Yeah, I will stand on the hill. I think those are mediocre. I think why I remember the game so well is because the game forces guard. Oh my god, I did the thing where I start a sentence and stop. It forces you to remember the Aeons because it's part of the story, right? It's a significant part for Titus to let Yuna go into these closure trials, and she's got to have these guardians with her because they got to help and protect her because of the guardian forces. The guardian forces are like I'm sorry, the Aeons. I just beat Final Fantasy VIII. I really don't. I think they've done right with more or less is more. Because they're so integrated to the story, you remember them, right? I remember Final Fantasy IX's Atmos, Bahamut, because they're part of the story. I remember Ramu, part of the story. But they're lackluster. I think the Magus is cool, and I think I do. Upon watching it again, I honestly think Ifrit had the most bang for his buck.
Yeah, man.
They were They were just underwhelming. Aesthetically, they're really, really cool. They're very rememberable. But man, those are just some boring ass attacks. I'm using most of those summons to take damage. And when I look at the right side and I see that there's 2 attacks coming up, all right, Ixion, get your goofy ass in here. Take this hit. Perish. Sure. I'll see you after I rest. To do it again. See you never. Yeah, I gotta say, man, underwhelming, especially for a game that has such a timestamp such a, when I say timestamp, I mean like everyone remembers 10. Everyone talks about how great 10 is, and it is a great game. But those animations, those attacks suck. I do think, again, I'm gonna call ourselves out here. I do think and this would be the only Final Fantasy we would do it to, but if we were to take a moment to look at attack animation, magic ability, casting animation, and maybe all the small other skills they could learn, maybe we would feel differently. But again, the premise of this has always been intro and then best ability, not okay, what does it look like if look at Shiva, the way she attacks, I'm gonna give her score now an overall 5.5. Like, so again, Yapsesh, I'm left wanting. I'm left a little bit like, man, I really thought we'd be hype about this, but okay. Yeah. All right, well, that's going to be it for us. We are the next possible video you guys might see will be Final Fantasy 11, which is a online MMORPG. Again, kind of speaking it into existence. If we were to do that video, it wouldn't be a summoning animation video. It would probably be a start of a newer series of like bosses, only because we either do Final Fantasy 11 or we're going to skip over and go directly to 12, which 12 couldn't tell you. I quit the game after 2 minutes. I will play a long play of that game on this channel here soon. All right, before I do the outro, JD, any other words for the homies, for the nerds out there?
Yeah, be sure to make sure if you like the video, if you disagree with our points, please do comment below. Let us know. As always, it's not really, it's more for discussion purposes, right? These things aren't written in the stone. There's not 2 tablets forcing you to follow these rules. These are just our rules.
Commandments.
Yeah. But that being said, thank you all for watching. And
you are valued. You are appreciated. And guess what happens when I press this yuckin' button?
Give us your yuckin' dessert.